I remember a time not so long ago when my home felt more like a quiet battlefield than a sanctuary of love. Stedman and I would be in the same room, but we might as well have been on different planets. A silence, heavy and thick, would hang in the air between us. It wasn't a comfortable silence, you know. It was the kind filled with unspoken words, with assumptions, and with a growing distance that was breaking my heart. We were living parallel lives, sharing a space but not truly sharing our lives. The connection we once cherished felt like it was slipping through my fingers, like sand. I knew something had to change, or we would lose what we had worked so hard to build. The problem wasn't a lack of love. Oh no, the love was there. It was deep and it was real. The problem was a lack of understanding. We had stopped truly seeing each other. We were making assumptions about what the other person was thinking or feeling. I would see him looking tired and think he was upset with me. He would see me busy with work and think I didn't have time for him. We were telling ourselves stories about each other, and those stories were not true. It was a slow drift, a quiet erosion of the intimacy that is the bedrock of any strong partnership. It was a painful and lonely place to be. I would sit on my porch, looking out at the oak trees, and I would wonder, how did we get here? We were two people who cared so deeply for one another, yet we were failing at the simple act of connection. The small misunderstandings had piled up, one on top of the other, creating a wall between us. We were no longer partners navigating life together. We were two individuals coexisting. I missed the easy laughter. I missed the knowing glances. I missed the feeling of being on the same team. It was a profound sadness, and I knew deep in my soul that I had to find a way back. I had to find a way back to him and back to us. That period of disconnection taught me a powerful lesson. It taught me that relationships don't just stay good on their own. They require attention. They require intention. You have to nurture them, just like you would nurture a garden. You can't just plant the seeds of love and expect them to grow without water, without sunshine, without care. You have to show up every single day. You have to be willing to do the work. I realized I had been so focused on everything else in my life that I had forgotten to tend to the most important thing of all. I was ready to learn. I was ready to find the secrets to bringing the light back into our love. My journey to find the answers started with reading. I read everything I could get my hands on about relationships, communication, and connection. I talked to experts, to friends, to people who had been married for 50 years. I was on a quest for wisdom. And then, one afternoon, sitting with a book in my lap, it happened. I had what I call an aha moment. The light bulb went on. It was this sudden, brilliant flash of understanding. The secret wasn't some grand, complicated formula that only a few people knew. The secrets were simple. They were small, everyday actions and shifts in perspective that, when practiced consistently, could transform everything. It wasn't about changing Stedman. That was the first big realization. It was never about trying to mold him into what I thought he should be. The transformation had to start with me. I had to change how I was showing up in the relationship. I had to change my own habits, my own reactions, and my own way of communicating. This was so empowering. It meant I wasn't helpless. I didn't have to wait for him to change. I had the power to shift the dynamic all by myself, simply by changing my own behavior. It was a profound shift from a place of blame to a place of personal responsibility. And that, my friends, is where true power lies. I started to see that these secrets were all about intention. It was about choosing to be present. It was about choosing to listen. It was about choosing kindness over being right. These weren't just nice ideas. They were practical tools. I began to think of them as keys. 5 simple keys that could unlock the door that had closed between us. Each key represented a different practice, a different way of being with each other. I felt a surge of hope I hadn't felt in a long time. I wasn't just wishing for things to get better anymore. I had a plan. I had tangible things I could do, starting right now. The most beautiful part of this discovery was its simplicity. We often think that fixing big problems requires big, dramatic solutions. But what I learned is that it's the small, consistent acts of love that make the biggest difference. It's like a dripping faucet that can eventually fill a bucket. Each small drop, each tiny act of connection adds up. It builds on itself, creating a powerful momentum of love and positivity. I was excited to put these keys into practice. I was ready to stop the silent storm and start building a new foundation of love, one simple, intentional act at a time. I was ready to come home to our love again. The first key was so simple. Ask, what do you need? Instead of assuming I knew what was best or what Stedman was feeling, I just started asking. In the evening, instead of just saying, I'm tired, I would ask, what do you need from me right now? Sometimes the answer was just a hug. Sometimes it was to just sit in silence. Sometimes it was to listen to him talk about his day. This one question eliminated all the guesswork. It stopped me from making up stories in my head and allowed him to tell me his truth. It was a doorway to real communication and showed him that his needs mattered deeply to me. This simple question changed the entire tone of our evenings. The second key was to schedule us time. Life gets so busy, doesn't it? It's so easy to let your relationship fall to the bottom of the to-do list. So we started putting it on the calendar, just like a business meeting. Every week we would schedule time that was just for us. No phones, no television, no distractions. Sometimes it was a walk. Sometimes it was just sitting on the porch and talking. By making it a priority on our schedule, we were sending a clear message to each other. You are important. Our relationship is important. This dedicated time became a sacred space for us to reconnect and just be together, reminding us why we fell in love in the first place. The third key was to express gratitude every single day. I started making a conscious effort to notice the small things and to say thank you. Thank you for making the coffee this morning. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for just being you. This wasn't about grand gestures. It was about acknowledging the everyday contributions that we so often take for granted. This practice of gratitude shifted my own focus from what was wrong to what was right. It filled our home with an energy of appreciation and kindness, and it's impossible to stay disconnected when you are actively looking for things to be thankful for in your partner. The fourth key was to fight fair. Disagreements are going to happen in any relationship. That's just a fact of life. The secret is in how you handle them. We made a rule: no name calling, no bringing up the past, and no yelling. The goal was not to win the argument, but to understand the other person's perspective. We learned to say, help me understand why you feel that way. This changed our conflicts from battles to be won into problems to be solved together. It preserved our respect for each other, even when we disagreed. And the fifth and final key, prioritize joy. We made a conscious effort to laugh more, to be silly, and to have fun. We would share funny stories, watch comedies, and just be playful. Joy is the glue that holds a relationship together during tough times. Putting these 5 keys into practice wasn't an overnight fix. It was a gradual process, a daily choice. At first, it felt a little strange, a little deliberate, but soon, these intentional acts became our new normal. The heavy silence that once filled our home was replaced by easy conversation and laughter. The distance between us closed, and we found our way back to being a team. We learned that a great relationship isn't something you find, it's something you build. You build it with every kind word, with every moment of true listening, and with every conscious choice to connect. The storm had passed, and in its place was a deep, peaceful, and joyful love. That difficult period taught me one of the most important lessons of my life. You are the co-creator of your relationship's reality. You hold so much power in your own hands, in your own words, and in your own heart. If you are in a place of disconnection right now, please know that there is hope. You don't have to wait for your partner to make the first move. You can be the one to bring the light back in. Start with one small thing. Ask one simple question. Express one piece of gratitude. You will be amazed at how one small positive action can begin to change the entire energy between two people. My hope for you is that you realize the power you have to transform your own love life. It doesn't require a miracle, it just requires intention. I want you to take these keys and see if they can unlock something for you. What does your partner need today? When can you schedule 20 minutes of uninterrupted time together? What can you thank them for right now? Start small, but start today. You deserve a love that fills you up, a love that feels like home. and you have the power to create it, one intentional, beautiful step at a time. It is the most rewarding work you will ever do. So today, on this beautiful day of June 8th, 2025, I want to leave you with this thought. The greatest gift you can give your partner and yourself is your full, loving presence. Show up, be there, listen with your whole heart, choose love again and again, build the life and the relationship you dream of, not with grand gestures, but with the simple, sacred, everyday acts of connection. This is the truest secret of all. It's about living a life full of love and intention. And that, my friends, is what it's all about. Go out and create the love you want to see in the world, starting in your own home.